There were lots of things we took for granted back in the 80s, and one of the major ones for me was the annual pop music chart race to the Christmas #1 spot. It was always really exciting, eagerly anticipating the Sunday afternoon chart rundown on Radio 1 to see which band or artist would achieve that elusive Christmas top spot, a particularly prestigious thing to achieve for any music act, cementing their place in Christmas musical history for decades to come. I'm RetroSteveUK and I'd like to welcome you to this video looking back at the lost art of Christmas chart music rundowns as we take a look at every Christmas #1 from 1980 through to 1989. We'll be looking at these in a quiz format, so you'll get to see the front covers from each year's Christmas #1s, but with the titles and other details removed, and you'll get 20 seconds to guess each one, along with some lyrical cues and some audio clips mixed into the background as well, so listen out for those. And if the Christmas #1 for that year happens to be a non-Christmassy song, we'll skip down the chart to find the next highest entry that does have a Christmas vibe. So on with the quiz now, as we start with the #1 from Christmas 1980, which hit the top spot on Sunday the 21st of December. This was St Winifred's School Choir with There's No One Quite Like Grandma, and as this isn't technically a Christmas song, we need to move down the chart a little to #3, and the guy who sings this one really wishes he was at home for Christmas. Stop the Cavalry by Jonah Louie hit the charts on November the 29th, 1980, peaked at #3 and was in the top 10 for 6 weeks. (1981's Christmas #1 was Don't You Want Me by the Human League, hitting #1 on the 12th of December and staying there for 5 weeks. We have to go all the way down to number 28 to find this next Christmas song though, and the singer hopes that your new year is a good one without any fear. Happy Christmas, War Is Over by John and Yoko was a re-release from 1972, hitting the charts on the 19th of December 1981 at number 63, and it was in the charts for 5 weeks, peaking at number 28. In 1982, Save Your Love by Renee and Renato was the Christmas #1, reaching that position on the 12th of December and staying there for 4 weeks. And we don't have to go far for our next Christmassy track, down to number 3, where this duo teamed up to bring their finest gifts for a newborn king. Peace on Earth, Little Drummer Boy from David Bowie and Bing Crosby hit number 10 in the charts on the 12th of December and peaked at number 3, spending 4 weeks in the top 10. Another non-Christmassy one in 1983 from the Flying Pickets with Only You, staying at #1 for 5 weeks from the 4th of December to the 1st of January. Our next Christmas song in 1983 though reached number 15, declaring that the children were singing that her man would be back at Christmas time. "2,000 Miles" by the Pretenders was that number 15 hit, not quite reaching the top 10, but it was in the charts for 9 weeks, between the 20th of November and the 15th of January. Straight in with a proper Christmas song in 1984, and as it went straight into the charts at #1, There's No Need to Be Afraid. Do They Know It's Christmas by Band Aid was not messing about, debuting at #1 on the 9th of December and staying there for 5 weeks, eventually leaving the top 10 on the 13th of January. In 1985, this rock and roller was urging us to practice love and understanding during the Christmas season. Merry Christmas Everyone by Shakin' Stevens started off at number 38 but quickly shot into the top 10 and worked its way up to number 2, hitting the top spot just in time for Christmas on the 22nd of December and staying at number 1 for 2 weeks. 1986 was a bit of a slow year for Christmas songs, with the number 1 being a re-release of Rite Petite by Jackie Wilson, which was at number 1 in the charts for 4 weeks from the 21st of December. And we have to go all the way down to number 22 to find anything remotely Christmassy, with this song from the Spitting Image TV show, which bemoans the job prospects of an unemployed Father Christmas. Yes, Santa Claus is on the dole from the Spitting Image First Atheist Tabernacle Choir. Bit of a depressing one this, and it hasn't aged well, but it did manage to stay in the charts for 7 weeks, peaking at number 22 for 2 weeks from the 21st of December. The Pet Shop Boys wanted you to know that you were always on their mind for the Christmas number 1 spot in 1987, which spent 4 weeks at number 1 from the 20th of December. Our Christmassy song, however, was a number 2 hit, an unlikely classic featuring a team-up between a solo singer and a band that's had a few of its lyrics changed in recent years. Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues featuring Kirsty MacColl, a solid all-time classic that was in the top 10 for 4 weeks, staying at number 2 for 2 of those weeks, and staying in our hearts for the best part of 40 years. Heading towards the 90s now with a 1988 classic from someone who often defies popular expectation with their Christmas songs, and this one claims that Christmas is all about kisses and alcohol. Mistletoe and Wine from the Peter Pan of Pop, Cliff Richard spent a respectable 4 weeks at number 1 between the 4th and the 25th of December, eventually leaving the charts at number 58 on the 15th of January. And our final year of the 1980s now, 1989, brings us a cover version for the Christmas number 1 by a group of singers aiming to repeat the success of this song's previous release. Do They Know It's Christmas, this time by Band Aid 2, like its predecessor, went straight in at number 1, entering the charts on the 17th of December and staying there for 3 weeks. Bit of an anti-climax for the video this one, I felt, so I'm going to bung in a very honourable mention from 1984 by a band who brought us one of the most heartfelt and well-loved Christmas songs of the 1980s. Last Christmas by Wham was a double A-side release which had Everything She Wants on the second side of the single. It spent 5 weeks at number 2 and was kept off the top spot by the juggernaut of a single that was Band Aid's Do They Know It's Christmas. Poor old George Michael is on record as saying that he was gutted that his single came out at the same time as Band Aid, but to his credit he still graciously went along and provided vocals for that charity single, knowing that it was a guaranteed Christmas number 1. What a thoroughly lovely chap he was, and it's genuinely tragic that he never lived to see his creation finally reach number 1, spurred on by his fans as a tribute to him after his death. On that melancholic, albeit heartwarming note, that brings us to the end of this rundown of number 1s and Christmas singles from the 1980s, and I have to say, although there are quite a few modern classics that have been released since then, the 1970s and 80s seem to be a bit of a golden era for Christmas pop music, with a staying power that's kept them on our radios year after year, and I think that's probably going to continue for decades to come. Just before we finish off now, I have to give credit to the officialcharts.com website as a source for all the historical chart information that I gathered for this video. And if you've had any memories triggered while watching this countdown, post them in the comments where I'll be happy to chime in for a little chat. Also, if you want to be featured in a future retrospectives video on those occasions when I show viewers comments on screen, follow me on my various social media platforms where I'll be asking for your comments whenever I'm working on something new. The links are in the video description. So thank you for watching, and thank you for liking and subscribing, and I sincerely hope that you all have a very merry retrospectives Christmas.